So welcome, everybody. Thank you for being with us this week. And we are here with you today just to support you, and we'd love to hear any feedback. What benefits have you received? Even if it's a small thing that maybe you slept better, or if you have a business, the phone started ringing, or somebody acknowledged you. Maybe you had a little less pain. Maybe even money showed up. What occurred for you? Please share. We'd love to know. So I think somebody had unmuted before. If you want to either write in the comments or speak up.
I think I was the one that unmuted earlier. I was going to start writing, but it's too much to write. I came into this not really knowing what to expect, but that the explanation on the Facebook invitation is what I was looking to work on. And I immediately felt a difference, Jacqueline, after you had spoken the other day. And after yesterday's exercise with sunshine, I felt a big difference. I physically feel lighter, like something has been moved. So it was an interesting experience. I've been hesitant to do any of this, and I think my recent contact with Erika kind of brought me here. So I really like the path that this has taken.
Yeah. And where would you like to go? Because you've just started, right? And the beautiful thing is this is why we do this, because we've all gone through our own journey, and dealing with and taking care of our energy was the missing link that nobody really shared us. And all of us have been on our own journeys, and we've perfected each one of us have our own system. So the combination, if you just started this and you felt lighter already, even what's more possible to expand into?
That's the exciting part. I've been trying to do all the physical things, get a different job, physically bring in more money, change tangible things, and it was never working. It always fell apart. So in just 2 to almost 3 short days, big things are already changing. So I think I've found the focus of where I need to really put my energy in to make a difference at this point, rather than just jumping from job to job or putting band-aids on everything. I think it's the inner work that's going to really make the difference for me.
Yay. Yes. So will we see you in April?
I'm going to try. That's one of the difficulties I have, is the financial and just the health issues. So to work a full-time job to get the money I need, I'm unable. So it's now using the inner kind of energy to get myself to a place where that's not an issue.
Sure. And
And
let me go ahead.
yeah, I just want to add, this is the part, and I don't think I really talked a lot about it yesterday because I knew I have a half an hour to do as much as I can. So coming from the financial industry, I don't serve as a CPA in the typical sense anymore, because it's all about the grind, and it really is focusing more on the money. What I love is helping to bring in more of the energy and the spiritual components, because the reality is, when you go inward and you determine what it is that you really desire, what you're seeking, it's seeking you. The moment you make the decision, everything actually starts to just align. And so financially, the hardest part is we go to the money and we look at it and say, can I do this? Instead of actually taking it out of the equation and saying, what is my heart saying? And maybe my soul is like singing, like, this is amazing, I need more of it. That's your truth. That's what you're here to listen to. I use human design and gene keys and some other energy pieces, but there's a certain way that you make a decision. I run free charts for anyone. You need your birth info. But when you can hone in on how do you make your decision, that's what you really trust. You're going to know, okay, if I have to be here at this weekend with all these ladies and open myself up, that's your truth. And if that means spirit or God or other things are going to start to show up to help you get there, then that's what happens. And we have to trust. So that's the bigger part. That's the part we don't like. Our head is usually like, wait, I have to plan it out. I have to figure it out. But you already know what feels good. That's what I want you to really listen to, with not just this retreat, but anything in your life. It's your truth to follow.
That's what I'm figuring out now. I'll say the words that you guys will all understand. Firstborn child of immigrant parents, and I'm a manifesting generator. So
Okay.
I've been listening to the book instead of following my intuition. So that's what brought me here.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so so if it's a money thing, let me just tell you this. Do you know about PayPal?
Yes,
And do you know that PayPal, you have 6 months to pay it back in full without interest?
I did not know that.
So what happens is you pay us through PayPal, and then you pay PayPal back maybe $50 a month. As long as you pay that off within 6 months, they don't charge you interest.
Mhm.
And our goal is that the money's going to start flowing in.
Right.
It's easy peasy. It's really a no-brainer. And not only that, but your health will improve, like everything. Literally everything improves.
I think that's also another factor in my health is that the stress and all this weighing on me, I probably could feel better, but this is all just draining me completely.
And it's energetic, right? So we have to clean up our energy to allow all these other things to come in.
That was what became very apparent in the last couple days.
Yay! And manifesting generators. Oh my God. So I have a son who is a manifesting generator. His girlfriend is a generator, and they're going to have 2 manifesting generator children. The energy and the possibility, I freaking love the word that they have manifesting in their lives. So you guys manifest really fast. And we're manifesting all the time, right? So if you're in that energy of lack and scarcity, then you're just going to create more of that, of more survival. But once you start cleaning that up, then it's just a rinse and repeat.
That's exactly where I am. I've
And
made my own misery and I did not realize it until this week.
well, and again, it was part of the journey though.
Yeah.
And as a manifesting generator, you skip steps. And what I often see with my clients is you're here to respond to life first, not push and create it. And that's the part that even though your name manifesting generator is like labeled that way, you're a generator first and then the manifester. So there's certain little pieces where when you start to realize the flow, your energy flow, then the prosperity flow really starts to align. It becomes so much easier. It's not so hard, it's not so complicated, but there's also that dance of like, is your head leading? Are you truly listening from within your body? Or are you know, and when you skip steps, sometimes it's because you really needed that lesson and it's time to slow down and learn from it and go from a whole different perspective in a new place.
And I need
I
to
also,
manage your beliefs because everything comes from your beliefs. So focusing on your beliefs first and then using all the other tools is a good way to start because very often we don't even know what our beliefs are. And they infiltrate every area of our life. And if we can if we can determine what our beliefs are, very often they just disappear. They're called transparent beliefs, the ones that interfere with our lives. Usually they're destructive or impeding. And once we identify those transparent beliefs, as I say, they disappear and then our life can unfold with all the other work, all the other tools that you've learned in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I knew it was in the right place as
And
soon
I
as your
find-
slides came up on the first day, Erica. You put that up and I'm like, yep, this is where I'm supposed to be sitting right now.
I'm so glad.
and I find the more inner work that we do and that we know ourselves better, that pain, that physical pain, that emotional pain, that monkey gymnastics mind that we do, whatever we are doing, and if we have pain, isn't working. It's like our body is sending alarms and something we're doing isn't working and we need to change and there's some kind of block. When we went through the medical system and we're not getting any answers, we're not finding solutions. Actually, we're taking this pill and this pill is causing constipation and it's making me not myself in my head. And when we go down that journey and we're not finding any resolve that way, then it's probably energetic and spiritual. And that's one of the last things that we look at. And the more we're disconnected with ourselves in the inside, the more pain we have, the more chaos we have, the more we don't have our footing. We don't have our foundation. We feel lost and alone and that nobody understands and everything's working against us. But when we commit to ourselves about doing that beautiful inner work, because we're conditioned so backwards in society, right? To that gives us, takes our power away, takes our health away, takes our voice away, takes our truth away. And you think of all that, just mentioning that, how that feels, right? But if we know ourselves like nobody else, and we know that we can heal and we can assist, and all is an energy, and our life has to ripple, and it ripples out to people that are around us. People around us can kind of fall off a little bit, and we'll surround with the people that understand that we can be truthful with them, that we can be our soul authentic self and do celebrations and just be us. So the
And
pain
Summer,
goes away, right?
after you walked us through that meditation yesterday, kind of aligning all our chakras, I had to zip off around 2:30 for an interview for a little side gig that I picked up doing what I love. I've never met this woman before, and she goes, "You just have something about you." She's like, "You just have, we're vibing right now." And I'm sure it was because I sat down and took a deep breath and walked through that with you, because this is a complete stranger said, "I can just see it. You have this vibe, like there's something about you." And I'm like, noted. So this week has been very, very transformative.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you know, so many, you guys probably have done lots of visualizations, lots of goal setting, right? It's like when we go to the restaurant and we put in our order. When you clean up your energy, they just show up. You don't have to keep putting in your order. Some days they're like, oh my God, this person showed up before I even realized I needed something, right? So if we can go around, we shared, okay, so I'm going to quickly share the slides again, okay? Okay, hold up 1 second. And then we'll do some more. And again, we want to thank you for being here this week, for being so open, for all the sharing that you did.
And we want to congratulate you for showing up for yourself and being willing to express yourself.
Absolutely, because it does take courage to actually sign up, say I'm going to do something, and actually show up and participate. So this is what we have for you, is our 3-day wellness immersion, your new life reset, April 4th through the 6th, Friday evening, Sunday morning. It's for you if you are experiencing anxiety, stress, physical, emotional pain, relationship challenges, health or financial difficulties, and you will transform your life by being able to live healthier physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, replacing anxiety with confidence, trusting yourself implicitly, and improving your financial situation. Once we release old limiting generational energies and create new empowering habits and fuel your body with life-enhancing food and supplements, choose a new way of being, and live your prosperity blueprint, it leads you to living your extraordinary life. In these workshops, with each of us, with the 4 of us, you will receive ancestral energy clearing, emotional freedom technique, mediumship release meditation, Atlantean light energy and intuitive body release, connect with your inner wisdom, understand yourself for better relationships, nutrition therapy, gene keys, core wound healing, and prosperity alignment. The agenda is Friday evening from 7 to 9. We will have an opening ceremony and community connection, initial teaching and practice sessions, setting intentions for the weekend. Saturday from 10 to 5, morning practices and core teachings, lunch break for an hour, afternoon deep dive sessions, integration exercises, And Sunday morning, final teachings, integration session, and closing ceremony. And please know that you will have us for the entire weekend. We will be there to answer any questions. This will be your time to get some one-on-one attention along with the group sessions. There's a quick start package, full access to all the workshop sessions, and one follow-up accountability call. We will plan a time when it's good for the majority of the people. It's perfect for people who work well independently or have budget constraints, and that's $297. And then the transformation journey, full access to all workshop sessions, lifetime access to recordings, includes 5 months of semi-monthly group support and integration sessions. Perfect for people who know they need consistent guidance to maintain momentum. And that's $555. And because we're so grateful that you're here and we love you, and we appreciate you for being here, we have a special offer just for you. If you register by this Sunday, you receive the recordings of the very first Energy Medicine Solution retreat. So you're basically getting 2 retreats for the price of 1. And this does expire Sunday evening at midnight on this March 2nd. And one example was Vera. Before she came to the retreat, she wasn't trusting herself. She had a lot of pain and exhaustion from a recent car accident. She was attracting the wrong relationships, and she was really frustrated with her work. After the retreat, she manifested a new car in one day. She attracted aligned connections and opportunities. She was very grateful for the retreat and her newfound energy. Her business started taking off, and she even found a better space to rent close to home. And again, healing miracles don't just happen to others, and they can happen in any area of your life, your health, relationships, and wealth. Healing miracles happen because people are open to them and they ask for help when others give up. You can be a healing miracle even if your doctors, family, or friends tell you nothing will ever change. And one more of our favorite attendees, Marilyn, before she came to the retreat, she had physical aches and pains in her entire body. She felt fatigued and fuzzy-brained, worried something was wrong with her health. She felt stuck and not in a good place. After the retreat, she was living pain-free. Her mind is clear and focused, and she completed and published her 11th book. So, is there anything else that each, Alana, Erika, and Sunshine, would you like to share? And anybody who's online, would you have any questions? And again, we'd love to hear from each one of you what you've noticed this week.
Yeah, what you've noticed, and also what else are you seeking? You know, like what else, now that you had a little taste of some of these different pieces, like what do you really want to dive into even more? Because for each of us, like we just have so much wealth to share and we have certain pieces, but even as we prepare for the retreat, as you sign up, I love to tailor everything to you. So, you know, whatever it is that you just really want support, that you know, maybe there's something that you're like, ooh, I can feel like Sunshine. I want more of what you gave yesterday, or any of those pieces are really helpful for each of us.
I'll second that. I was going to ask what more, how can we serve you? What more can we do to serve you and others like you who are seeking to change their lives, any aspect of their lives?
And Sunshine, do you have any words of wisdom? Anything you want to share?
Anything that I'd like to share? I find too, like recalling myself when I first experienced things online. I did desire to mention our first retreat that we did was in Bristol, Connecticut, and it was beautiful and wonderful. So you're going to experience getting that bonus of, you know, a few different facilitators, different information than what you'd experience in the retreat online in April. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I find back when I started going, you know, not seeing somebody, a teacher or mentor in person, but more online, I remember I would at times have that conditioned self, right, that kicks in and says, you don't need to take any more in right now. You're fine where you are. You have enough to do. And that's like our conditioned self, right? That's staying in that comfort zone. Because as soon as we find or feel that, okay, we're going to take this on, we're going to do something different, we're going to go down this journey, this road into this immersive journey, and I have no idea what it is, that means we are going to step out of our comfort zone. We are walking into the unknown. So what comes next is that fear zone, right? Where we're like, oh, and our conditioned self really kicks in and makes all kinds of excuses, right? You don't have the time. How are you going to, your camera on your electronic things not working? So it's like having a temper tantrum with that conditioned self within you, making all kinds of excuses because it doesn't desire, it thinks it's protecting you. It's actually keeping you small. It thinks that it's going to make nothing ever happen to you again, but actually you're missing out on all kinds of opportunity and isolating. And so that part of you that kicks up a temper tantrum is just scared. It's full of fear. It's trying to protect you, but actually it's holding us back. And that part of you just needs to be healed a little bit. But that conditioned self, to make a commitment, really kicks up a temper tantrum. It tries to make it. So just, I ask that you listen to that within yourself and drop it back down to your heart, not to your mind, like Alana had said today. Make a decision from your heart rather than listening to that conditioned self that we've always listened to, right? As soon as I found out more about that conditioned self, and of course, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I don't have much conditioned self in me. A lot of people can think, right? But if you commit to it and listen to yourself, like that conditioned self feels more negative. It doesn't feel positive. It doesn't get excited. It's just like, ooh, it's always putting its brakes on. It feels like fear and stress and overwhelm. Where that authentic self, that true self will be like, oh my goodness, what a journey we're going to do, and be excited and want to celebrate and use your voice and tell people possibly. Where that conditioned self is just something we might not recognize within ourselves. So when I was able to commit and then really dive deep into that conditioned self and authentic self, I realized that it had control over me, places that I never thought it would have control. And to find out something has control over me, right? I wasn't fond of that, and to recognize it. So for instance, I'd be booked for reading, and I've did it all my life. And I would always have this thing and didn't recognize it until I studied conditioned self, that was like, oh, well, are you going to be able to hear spirits today? Right? Are you going to be able to use your voice? Are you going to be able to connect? Are you going to? And I gave that energy without any awareness or consciousness around that. And when I thought, you've been doing this to me all my life, and I'm not giving you energy, and right, I can make that decision on, okay, not feeding that energy. This is who I am. This is what I do. I am going to have my voice. I am going to be able to connect, right? So the more aware we come, we just think that, oh, we can't do this. And that's our conditioned self. That's our comfort zone. And once we get past the comfort zone and step out of that, there's the fear zone. But then we go into a learning zone, right? Taking on new things, recognizing, was that my belief system? Or has it always been somebody else's belief system, right? And going into that self-awareness and that learning. And then we go into like a growth and expansion zone from there. So it gets very, very exciting. So thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Sunshine. So Shannon, would you like to share anything? Will you be joining us to keep the momentum going? What do you need today? And thank you for your words in the chat. We are here. We love sending out motivational help to others, and to help heal the planet. That's our soul's goal. So. We will just give it a few more minutes if there's no further questions. Again, you have till Sunday to sign up with that special bonus of getting the recordings from the first retreat. And you're right, Sunshine, there's about 15 recordings in there. There were double the amount of facilitators, so there's a lot more information and processes and all kinds of information to move forward.
And I
Yes.
think everything's in divine timing too, right? That we're all here together,
Yeah.
and it's a smaller group. It's a perfect opportunity to share and to ask questions and to, seek the answers. So I love how the Spirit just always, puts groups of people together, which is very exciting.
Yeah, if you have any other questions or want personal guidance and support, we're here.
I was just curious where everyone was located. I know Erica's in the Glastonbury area. I don't know where everyone else was from. I forgot from Wednesday when we were saying where everyone was coming from.
Sure, I live in New Hartford. I rent space in Newington and Collinsville. Alana's in
I'm-
Nevada.
Yeah, I'm in Reno, Nevada.
Sunshine.
And I'm in Canada, in Ontario. And I love coming down to the States and been down to Connecticut a few times, and yes, venturing around. So we have lots of snow. I imagine you guys do too, but lots of snow right now.
We've lost in the last couple days. It warmed up for us, so I can't say that I'm sad. I'm ready for spring.
You love the snow.
We have daylight savings changing soon. I think it's next week. Is it next weekend? Maybe in 2 weeks? Soon.
Yeah. Okay, so Shannon, your momentum needs to practice more of my own natural energy yield, and I'm ready to get saving and attracting more of this.
Starts now. You're already doing it. The fact that you showed up and you're willing and open to receive new information, new insights, change your beliefs, you're already breaking free essentially of any patterns that you've been stuck in.
Already
And-
started.
And by the way, if you have the belief that you will manifest, if your desire is, and only you can decide, if your desire is to attend our immersion, our 3-day immersion, then you can manifest and will manifest the money that you desire to have the money will show up. The money will show up if that's what you desire and that's what you believe.
Absolutely. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, everybody here. Thank you, ladies, for putting in the effort this week, and thank you for those that attended. And reach out.
We love and appreciate each of you. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much for putting this on.
You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Namaste.
Bye.